0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the 2023 Mercedes-Benz EQE 500 4MATIC SUV. We are going on a test drive, and as you can see here, this is the all-new EQE electric SUV. It has twilight blue metallic on the exterior and also digital lights right here, which typically project onto the road, and the Mercedes star pattern right here. Now this is the exclusive trim of the EQE 500 SUV. It has the AMG line exterior, which you see right here, and also the power domes, very aggressive air intakes. This EQE 500 has a dual motor, and which produces 402 horsepower, 633 pound-feet of torque, and by the way, it does 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. It's a very impressive SUV. It has 20-inch rims, AMG 5-spoke with the aero elements right here. You cannot see the brakes. Size of the front tires 255/45 R20. Wheel arches finished in plastic, chrome elements right here, EQ insignia over here. There is a camera right here and Mercedes logo projectors underneath the side mirror, and it has chrome door handles, privacy glass on the rear windows, and these handles typically actually pop out just like that. They have illumination as well. Let's take a look at the rear perspective. QE insignia on the left, 4MATIC on the right hand side, and a very simple rear diffuser. This is all plastic here, a number of sensors, and these resemble tailpipes, but they're just for aesthetics, for the looks. And also there's a very simple red spoiler right here. The rear window is tinted as well. Very large horizontal bar right here across. The storage in the back starts from about 14 cubic feet to 55 if you lower the second row seats. There is a cargo cover right here, very nice, and a decent size trunk in the back. Good view looking at the front from the rear. And being an electric car, there is an electronic tailgate right here. And by the way, if you slide your foot on the left, you can also close the trunk, but I'm going to use the stop button right here. Gorgeous LED tail lights with the spiral design. I just love these LEDs. They're so vibrant at night. Let me show you guys the interior. This car has Burmester 3D surround sound system, which means there are a total of 15 speakers inside here, over 710 watts power outputs on the audio. Very nice. Now the interior color of this car is never gray leather, and then on the upper dash we have Biscaya blue. All right, and as you'd expect, very large panorama roof at the top. Look at the design of these headrests, so nice. And climate control systems right here. There's some storage. There is more than enough leg room as well as headroom. This is very exclusive seating in the back. 3 adults can fit here very comfortably, and for road trip the seats are comfortable actually. There is a reading light right here, and looks good. And then the view on the headrests, and you can see more speakers at the top here and on the other side as well. Let's jump to the front. Looks like it's about to rain. I'll show you guys this perspective real quick. The passenger's perspective, Burmester high-end speaker system, memory seating 1, 2, 3, black panel wood trim, and this is a Biscaya blue. And this car has 64 colors, ambient lights, very nice. These are active ambient lights which glow as you speed up on the car. If you brake, they just turn blue. And I love the wood trim with the Mercedes star pattern. This is an OLED touchscreen display, which is 12.8 inches diagonal. Storage inside here, 2 cup holders, and NFC wireless charging, USB-C ports. There is additional storage, very deep, and also another storage compartment down here, an additional 2 USB-C port. This belt tethers your luggage. If you have a smartphone, you can just place it here, or something which you're gonna fly about. And love the seats. They have perforations and seat kinetics. Let's jump inside and go on a drive. Show you guys one extra walk around. And there is no frunk in this EQE 500, so you cannot open this hood right here. It's always closed. But how gorgeous are these digital lights? Very nice. Very aggressive air intakes, finish in high gloss black as well at the front here, and looks so nice. Let's jump inside. And this is what we're working with. I'm gonna slide in here. Wow, this is next level. So this is the interior cabin. I wish it was at night. I would show you guys the light show at the front when you turn on the car. And this is next level tech. Let us head on out for a drive. Now, once you step inside the cabin of this new EQE 500 4MATIC SUV, you will notice all the premium upholstery in the car. Very exclusive material inside here. And the steering wheel is finished in Never Gray. Very nice, soft as well. I wish this was finished in black. It's not. And also the sort of white or Never Gray contrast stitching as well. There are touch sensitive controls on the actual steering wheel, which is for your MBUX navigation. And the amount of tech in this car is something to write about. For the driver, a digital instrument cluster with a ton of data and many options that you would love to browse through. We have an understated theme right here, which is a more minimalist look. There is also a sport theme, and shows you a bunch of G-force red dot, which shows you when you speed up, the red dot moves back to show you how much G-forces are coming from the car. And we have a classic theme right here with your typical speedometer and your percentage of power drawing from the EV. So that's something else to notice in this car. This car also has attention assist, which means that you receive autonomous driving features, which means once it's configured and set through the cruise control options on the left spoke of the steering wheel, you can actually have the car change lanes and keep up with the distances and things like that. There is also a navigation menu, which is, you know, so much information in this car. Love all the icons. They just look so good. And looks like we have a bit of traffic. And once you hit the intersection, we have augmented reality navigation right here, and it uses a camera which is on top of the windshield up here to project an image, a video feed of the car facing forward. Shows you how you need to turn. That is a nice feature to have in the car. And also the other, and here's the vehicle assistance. Shows you another EQ menu on the top left, and the distance to destination, time of arrival, shows you how many feet until you turn onto the next exit or enter the freeway. And we also have additional EQ metrics in terms of electric data, which means you can see how much charge is left in the car, how much distance is left until the charge is out. This car has about 269 miles of range as advertised by Mercedes-Benz, but I've been able to get about 280 miles of range on a conservative basis, which means you're not driving in a very aggressive fashion. You're not doing a ton of 0 to 60 times. Sort of a soft, comfortable ride experience, and you can only achieve that if you set the eco mode, and there is a button here for dynamic select options. Once you set it to eco mode, and then if you notice behind the steering wheel there are paddle shifters, and the reason that you have paddle shifters is that you can adjust a feature or enable a feature known as recuperation, which means that when you drive, the braking action converts kinetic energy back into the battery power. So you can add a few percentages of power back to your battery, and this car has a 90.6 kilowatt hour battery, and it's awesome. There is also an AC and a DC charging system on the car, and you can charge this car from 10% to 80% in about half an hour, 32 minutes. On a DC fast charger, you can actually yeah, that was a DC fast charger. On an AC charger, it takes about 10.5 hours. So you have to plug in your car overnight to make sure that you have a full charge, or up to 80%. So there are benefits of having an EV in terms of money savings, and it's depends on where you live. Now, here in Salt Lake City, Utah, we have Mercedes-Benz Draper, and through the dealership they do subsidize the EV charging. Now, I was able to charge this car from I'd say 40% to 100%, and I paid $1.58 for charging, for adding an additional 180 miles of range. So if you do the math, that's almost, if you're to put, you know, 3/4 tanks of gas, because I have a Mercedes ML 400, I'd spend about $70. So compare $70 to $1.58. So there are some savings depending on how you charge your car. There is a menu here known as EQ that you can search for charging stations. So you hit the charging stations button, and then it's gonna find you upcoming charging stations and things like that. So that's something also to remember in your EQE or any other EQS or EQE Mercedes-Benz. As you can see, very vibrant displays for the driver, 12.3 inches on the digital instrument cluster. Tons of data. I prefer to, there's also another menu known as off-road menu. It shows you the percentage of charge, how much you're drawing from the car if you step on the gas, direction of travel, compass, steering angle as well. If you turn left or right, it shows you how your steering wheel is oriented. So I'm actually going to switch back to the sport mode and enable the sport mode and give the car some power. So it just starts to go real quick. Now the amount of G-forces you get from this car is, it's incredible. I mean, 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds as advertised by Mercedes-Benz, but I've been able to get about 4.2 seconds on a 0 to 60 time. So sometimes the numbers are a bit conservative depending on the road conditions, the weather, the temperature. You can actually get much faster times on your EV. Obviously, once it's cool, right now it's about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, is not so bad. The ride quality is comfortable. This car has an 4MATIC suspension, and there is active damping in the car, which means that you receive good suspension from all the four corners of the car from the suspension system. It's very soft, comfortable ride. The seats have another feature known as seat kinetics. So I'm going to browse through the trackpad on the touch pad here on the steering wheel. I'm going to go to the comfort menu, and there is an option known as seat kinetics, which means that once I engage that for the driver, I start to receive additional support from the seat. So the base of the seat moves forward once I accelerate. Once I decelerate, it actually depresses the seat. The additional bolstering on the side of the seat is also something to write about. I can feel the seat sort of adjusting to make sure I have the optimum ride quality inside this EQE 500. I just love how it drives. And you can see here we have a 360-degree camera system. All the camera views allow you to see the spaces around your car and any objects you have in view, and gives you some alerts or beeps and warns you when you're approaching those objects, and even stops the car. It's going to be very hard for you to disengage the brakes, because the car just refuses to move based on the object around you. A while back there, my camera shut off because it was too hot. It is right now 97 degrees Fahrenheit. For those of you who are not used to Fahrenheit, it's about 35, 36 degrees Celsius. It's a very hot day. And I suspect the heat from the panorama roof is also making my camera just get so hot. So check this out. So absolutely zero delay or turbo lag. Of course, it's an EV. Autonomous driving, all you need to do is press the on button on the cruise control and then press the set plus, and now the car is driving on its own, and you see all the green icons ahead. Shows you that the system has been engaged, and now it's changing lanes on its own. Still keep your hands close to the steering wheel to let you know that you can take control when you need to. Hey Mercedes,
how can I help?
Find us driving directions to Park City, Utah.
Route guidance to Park City, Utah is starting.
Thank you. We are at the charging point. Charging the car.
Tap your phone to the screen. Double click. OK for charge point. Open your reader. Hear the ding authorizing. Plug in. Plug it in. You'll see different colors. Connecting. Now it's charging.
So it turns blue when it's charging. Okay. So it's going to show you the time remaining to full charge, 29 minutes. That's really fast.
It's pretty good.
Let me show you guys the digital instrument cluster. My GoPro died off, but I have my camera, thankfully. And as you can see here, this is the navigation menu. I'm going to set the classic menu. This is how it looks. Tons of data. Also set the sport menu that has a red dot, shows you the G-forces. Right now I'm turning around the corner, which is why. And then another menu we have here is the classic menu, which is a very simple minimalist menu, mostly for entertainment if you want to have a drive experience without all the clutter from the digital instrument cluster. And then I'm going to set it back to the navigation menu, and we can see how we're driving. And also, by the way, I'm going to engage autonomous driving. I'm not holding the steering wheel, the car is driving itself, and you can see that here. As I come around the corner, I'm going to place my hand on the steering wheel to nudge it in the right direction. And I love this menu because you can see the time to destination. And in this case, we're going to head on to the right hand side and turn around this corner. And we also have at the center here the off-road menu. Now the off-road menu shows you a ton of data. It has the altitude, direction of travel, and the compass. We are heading north and driving at 28 miles an hour. I'm also going to engage the autonomous driving system again, and you can see it's just driving on its own. I love that system. Let's set it back to the sport look. Overall, I think this is a fantastic SUV by Mercedes-Benz. I'll leave all the info on this car so you can check out the specs and all the details. As I was mentioning before, Mercedes has a ton of EVs. This is an EQE 500. There is also an EQE 350, which is slightly cheaper. But based on the options, the price might end up being the same. So you gotta know how to option your car. So you make sure that you don't go, too high or too, you don't spend too much money. But this EQE is priced at $98,000. So it's a great buy. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's a look at the 2023 Mercedes-Benz EQE 500 4MATIC SUV. Now, if you like this video, help the YouTube algorithm. Give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Mercedes Lounge for weekly videos. Until next time, guys, stay positive. Peace.